Hey you! Stop leaving critique on a random artist's work. It's not great. Anyways, hi, hello, I'm Mika, and I don't usually make art drama videos, but I don't have the time to continue my Ninjago humanization series right now, and I don't want to force my uploads to come to a halt because of it, so you get this instead. I promise I won't try and work on any more art drama-esque videos. That side of the internet low-key scares me. So without further ado, let's get into it. Ooh, look, a speed paint. I'm really getting into character again. So, like, ignore the fact that I don't actually really like the drawing I put on in the background. I feel like it kind of fits with the whole theme of this. Oh, what is this drawing though? Oh, I'm glad you asked. I'm drawing some pride dragons. They'll be up on my shop June 1st, so make sure to grab any if you're interested. Etsy link is in my bio. Anyways, this issue isn't as prominent as it was, say, 1-2 years ago, or around the time art lore was a big problem, but I still want to talk about it because I need an art upload. The internet has been a place for creatives to express themselves and post their art for decades at this point. Whether you're a visual artist, musician, editor, writer, the internet has a little community for you to feel a part of. Although, the internet also unfortunately comes with stupid people who don't know how to keep their mouths shut. It, for some reason, seems to be commonplace for people on the internet to critique other people's work of art despite the artist not asking for outside opinion beforehand. They just throw a mean-spirited critique into their comment section in some sort of power trip, I guess? Of course, this isn't to say people can't have opinions on art they stumble across online. In fact, it'd be hypocritical of me to say people shouldn't be allowed to find certain art styles unattractive because I obviously have certain styles I don't particularly enjoy. But the difference here is I don't put people on blast online because I personally don't find their style pleasant to look at. You don't get to dictate how somebody draws. But how will they improve if they don't receive critique? Who says they aren't receiving critique outside of what they're posting? For all you know, they could just be a 14-year-old currently taking art classes and are actively being given tips by their teachers and peers. You know, people they want help from. But if they post their work on the internet, they need to be ready to face negative comments. Oh, stop trying to defend your self-righteous need to put down other artists. If they want critique, they'll ask for it. Some artists are also just doing this as a hobby. They have no desire to pursue art professionally, so why do you care so much if their style doesn't match what you personally like to see in art? I've personally had some negative comments thrown at my art out of nowhere, and I'm pretty sure a majority of them were purely just made to piss me off. For example, a few years ago when I was, say, 15-ish, I had a grown-ass man come into my comments and bully me for not drawing hands properly in a Steven Universe post. Despite the whole post being made up entirely of sketches. So of course things aren't going to be refined. Thankfully, I didn't care at the time, and also he was being incredibly transphobic for Steven Universe fans, so I didn't really think much of it. But there was clearly no intent to actually help me get better in that comment. He just left it there to leave it there. A more recent example where I've received unwanted critique would be the one and only time I've posted an Alistair drawing. Granted, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I feel like I made his face too flat and the colors look a bit washed out, but I still wanted to post it. But somebody decided it'd be a wonderful idea to say that I made Alistair's face look bad. I gave him bigger lips and a bigger nose. So I thought that was a little suspicious, so I responded asking for a positive critique on how to fix it, and they just didn't respond to me. Granted, I responded in a bit of a harsh way, but like, they gave me a backhanded compliment, so whatever. I also have some examples of this happening to me in person by somebody I no longer see as a friend, but that's more of a personal issue, so whatever. So, TLDR, a lot of the time when people leave comments trash-talking your art, they're doing it to get a rise out of you. Don't engage, they're wasting your time, delete the comment, block if needed. Although you may have noticed I said a lot of the time, I'm sure there are some out there who do genuinely want to help. Although a lot of the time it's painfully obvious that they've never really been in an actual art class, or just don't care for the generally accepted form of critique. A critique called a shit sandwich. So if for some reason you feel like you need to leave unwanted critique on somebody's work, at least follow this procedure. First, compliment the work. Point out what you like about it. Do you like their line work, their use of color theory, the character design? Let them know. Next, give your critique in a respectful way. Point out flaws and suggest ways to improve them if you can. And finally, end on another compliment. I personally like to express what I'm looking forward to seeing in a piece, but I think that only really works when I beta read long-form stories. But if I'm critiquing art, I like to hold back during the first bit of the shit sandwich so I can add some extra positives here. Obviously, people who just senselessly leave hate comments critiquing art aren't going to be this flowery with their comments, but I don't know, I just wanted to air this advice out there. Sorry, this video is probably all over the place, but this problem has always bothered me. Giving unwanted critique to creatives of any kind, especially younger ones, can really kill their motivation to keep creating. And I'm saying this from personal experience. This is a little nicher, but leaving negative comments on, say, fanfiction is generally frowned upon a lot more because it kills motivation on work that people are providing and putting time into for free. I've been hit with hate comments when I was younger because yes, I do write fanfiction, and yes, I did abandon the fic they left hate comments on. I shouldn't have let their words get to me, but I was also like 13. This also goes for redraws. If somebody recreates an old piece, don't just go into their comments and say the old version was better. That's just an asshole move on a post that they are probably proud of. Just be careful about what you comment. Keep in mind that there's a person receiving them and they probably don't appreciate your critique. Like, nobody asked, why are you doing this? Again, not what I usually do on this channel, but I want to just have a place to rant about this topic while I work up the nerve to make my next humanization video. Anyways, what do you think about this topic? Do you have any tips on how to respectfully critique somebody's work? Or maybe do you have any general art tips for beginners? Please feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. I make art and commentary videos, not art commentary. Never again. And your support would mean the world to me. Like I mentioned earlier, I also have an Etsy shop where I sell charms, stickers, art prints, bookmarks, and button pins if you're interested. The link to my shop can be found in the description below, along with my socials. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!